Hey everybody, it's Jay from Bullshit Corner. Today I'm going to do two videos. One is change the transmission oil in your BMW E46 series and change your transfer case oil if you have an XI model. There's going to be two separate videos, so if your car involves both, you can watch both videos. So basically, let's get to work. Almost 11 liters of oil. The transmission in total holds 9 liters. The transmission oil pan holds 4 liters and the torque converter holds 5. So there's the gasket and new filter from BMW. Even comes with bolts. Super expensive, 209 bucks. Could have got it off eBay for 75 with shipping. Next time I'll shop around. Same thing when you're changing the oil in your tranny. Your fill plug's right there. It's a 17 mil. Your drain plug's right there, and it's a T Torx 40. And as always, before you drain the oil, always make sure you can get the fill plug loose first, because as I always mention, if you drain the oil and you can't having problems getting that plug out, you fucked yourself. So always make sure to get the fill plug open first. Pull the drain plug out. So I got almost all the bolts out of the transmission pan now. It's 10 mil socket. I'm using, kind of hard to move around. I'm using an air ratchet to get them out, so I'm just going to remove the last 2 bolts and pull out the transmission pan. So there we go, transmission oil pan is off. And this big cocksucking thing is the filter. And it should just pull out just like it just did. Now when you pull your filter out, you're going to see that hole right there. When I pull the filter out, these didn't come out with it. It's very important if you're changing the filter. Well, obviously if you got the pan off, you're going to be. You want to make sure these are out before you put the new filter in. Otherwise you're going to have big problems. That's the old filter. Like I said, those little gaskets didn't come off the neck. Here's the new one. Make sure those little O-rings are out of the hole before you install them. So we're going to put the new filter in now and then clean the pan up and get that ready to put in. There we go, new filter's in place. It's a hard push, so be careful not to break it. Here we are, we got the transmission pan cleaned out, and that's your magnet right there. So if you took your pan off, there's a whole bunch of metal filings on there, I would be very worried. But the new gasket just sits on there lightly, and we're going to install this, and then we're going to fill it up full of oil, flush it, and then fill it up full of oil and flush it again, and see how this works out. There's my jug of transmission fluid into the transmission, new oil pan gasket, and transmission filters in, and now we're going to fill it up and run it for a bit and then drain it again. Just to kind of flush out the old oil, because just in case the old oil and the new oil just don't mix well, we don't want to risk a chance of blowing this transmission up, so we're going to fill it up now. So right now the car's running, just checking for leaks, make sure there's no leaks. We're going to circulate the transmission oil through it for a few minutes, and then we're going to drain it again, check the condition of the oil, fill it, and then possibly drain it again. So make sure the brakes are applied, put it in gear, let it run through that gear for a bit. Put in drive, same thing. Let it pump through that gear, neutral, reverse, park. Do that a few times and then we're going to drop the oil. So here's the first of the oil. Still not bright red. That's because the torque converter holds 5 liters and the oil pan holds 4. So I heard a lot of people reading on the forums that they just changed the oil in the pan and refilled it and have problems with their tranny. It's probably a pretty good choice that the oils don't mix well, so we're going to pump it full again and then drain it and do it again, drain it, and then hopefully we should be good. This is transmission oil change number 2. It's a lot more redder. I'm happy with that. So transmission oil change is about 2 hours. Use proper jack stands, use a ramp, something. Don't do what I did, it's bad news. And yeah, I'm gonna get cleaned up, take it for a test drive, and see how it works. Well, I managed to take the car out for a spin, 30 kilometers, and it does shift a hell of a lot smoother. Before, when it would shift gears, the transmission, you'd kind of feel it, but now that I changed the oil, it just shifts and you don't feel anything at all. So far, so good. Seems to be running great. Just at my friend Kim's house now. We're going to have some Thanksgiving supper and hang out, have a few drinks, head her home. And if you have any comments or questions, post below, and remember, use proper jack stands. Don't use the sketchy method I did. Thanks for watching.